Hey, what's up, everybody? So we're going to go over the two main lessons, okay? There's also the Twitter chat, but the Twitter chat, don't worry about that. It's going to be a little bit different than the Innovative Lessons Wiki and then the Innovative Lesson Design Implementation. And both of these are going to build onto each other into what becomes your signature assignment and really what the entire course is just centered around. So the Innovative Lessons Wiki is something that's going to take place over 3 weeks. So you start on week 1 and then you'd end on week 3. The signature assignment, the Innovative Lesson Design Implementation, is going to take you from week 4 all the way to the end of the semester. But they all tie together, and you're going to see what that looks like. So first, with the Innovative Lesson Design Wiki. Now this one here is a group project where you're all going to have to depend on each other for the first 3 weeks. And what you're going to do is, and you'll see this within the modules, and I'll have everything laid out for you. But you're going to select a type of innovative lesson. So we're looking for something that's not going to be your standard lecture. If you have something that's not on this list, just confirm it with me, and then we can put it on this list, and then we'll see if anybody else signs up for it. But you'll be able to choose between project-based learning, place-based learning, passion-based learning, 5E lessons, 3-act math tasks, design-based thinking lessons, peer teaching, cross-age peer teaching, inquiry-based learning models, flipped learning lessons, genius hour, makerspace, gamification-based learning, action civics, role-play scenarios or lessons, Socratic seminars, 4C lessons, or a reader's theater. And once you choose which one you're going to do, you're going to have to come into contact, or you're going to have to connect with the other people that selected as well. So let's say this one's me, Edward Gonzalez, Lizeth Aguirre, and Stella Martinez, and we're a group. One of us is going to have to be the web designer, because only one person is going to get to touch the actual design part, even though everybody else is in it. And then you choose a name for your group. Okay, so this is the first big part that you're going to be doing, and this is during week 1. Now, what that's going to look like, and here I'm on the template. What that's going to look like is you're going to be entering your genre name. So let's say that I did gamification. So here would be gamification. Here's going to be the content. And for the and due on week 3, your group is going to have to complete this part here, which is going to be 3 or 4 paragraphs, or 2 to 3 paragraphs on the research, history, pedagogy, and any other pertinent information on the topic. You need to do it in APA. All of the the guidelines are embedded here so you can see it. Next, you're going to have to talk about how you can implement technology within that specific genre. And again, you can mix and match these roles amongst each other. Like, this is definitely a collaborative part. You're going to have to add some type of media or image or infographic, or just something interactive that goes onto the page. And then you're going to have to put examples of the implementation. What does this look like in practice? And it could be examples from YouTube, examples from websites, examples that you've done on your own. You can actually create the video and place it here. And that's how the first 3 weeks goes. Now, at the end of those 3 weeks, you're going to get the chance to go back to the original list, and there's going to be an empty one up, and you're going to sign up for a new lesson. Okay, so you don't have to stick to the same one, but it's going to be first come, first serve. You're going to be in groups, but they're not groups where your work is dependent on somebody else, rather groups where you're all working on a similar theme. So let's say now that I'm doing the student technology leadership. So I'm going to show you an example, because if you want to see the example, I actually already set one out. So this was student technology leadership. I have the contents of everything that's going on here. Research, history, pedagogy, technology integration, examples, and then implementation in the 7th and 8th grade classroom, and implementation in the 3rd grade classroom. This is what would have been set up on week 3, or 1, 2, 3. This is what I would have done and somebody else would have done weeks 4 through 8. So here's the history, the pedagogy, boom. I got my technology integration, my examples. So this is a legit, real example from a program that comes out of the state of Washington. This is a real legit example from a program that comes out of Australia. This is an example of a voiceover that I did on an example that I had. And then this is an example from a group that came out of New Jersey. Now, here, starting in week 4 is where I start doing the actual implementation. And again, this is a solo task but you're going to be working with your group so that you guys could feed off each other, because your implementation is also going to be on the same page as their implementation. So if your implementation of student technology is in 7th and 8th grade, and then your partner's implementation is in 3rd grade, voila, your page is going to have 7th grade implementation and 3rd grade implementation, with the idea that somebody's going to be able to come here after we finish this and look and say, hey, so what's student technology leadership? Oh, wow, these are great examples. But how does that work in my class? Oh, this is how it works in my class. Somebody here is you are going to essentially like explain it to them. So you're going to give them an overview of what it is. You're going to put down the contents of your presentation. Here I have what I did. And this is everything that's you're going to be, this isn't something that you're going to do in the week. This is all laid out over that entire time period. Then you put the results, findings, and recommendations. And then here at the end, there's going to be a YouTube video where you kind of guide another teacher on implementing it. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be pretty unique. Consider really that all of the United States, all of the world is going online right now. And so we're actually going to be creating a resource that like we can share with other people within our community, with the community anywhere, to show, you don't need a lecture right now. You can implement these in an online space. Obviously, when we go back into a physical learning space, these will be things that they could implement in a physical learning space as well. And what I think and what I'm hoping that comes out of this, or actually what I know that comes out of this, is that first of all, the big realization that we have the solutions to our own problems if we follow our own specific steps and methods, or if we get creative and follow steps and methods that are going to push us towards implementing what our goals. And what are our goals here? Our goals are creating innovative lessons and integrating technology in a way that empowers students. Well, like that's what we're going to be setting up, and that's what we're going to be sharing with people, and it's going to be pretty cool. So I hope that you enjoy it. Definitely reach out if you have other questions. I just kind of gave you an overview, but everything's laid out a little bit more in the syllabus, and then it's also going to be just really clear through the videos and stuff that I'll be sharing with you as well.